Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Seems like everybody wasn't all in on tanking the season for double-doubles if you were a Chicago Sky player. Seems as if a lot of the pointing of the fingers at the Indiana Fever locker room, now that the offseason is upon us, seems a lot of the turmoil within locker rooms wasn't going on within the Fever locker rooms, but within locker rooms of other teams. Seattle Storm, just to name one. Now we have the Chicago Sky, and the Chicago Sky have always been a story, right? Marina Mabrey, deuces, I want out. Dana Evans, play me or trade me. Her agent goes on a tangent on Twitter. My client asked to be traded, and since that day, TERESA Weatherspoon's been putting her on the back of the bench. Kennedy Carter, is she sick? Is she not sick? Is it COVID? Is she being told to take a vacation because she's been such a locker room cancer? What exactly was the issue in Chicago this whole entire season? Issue number one had to be the coach sacrificing the success of the team for the success of an individual. The problems with the Chicago Sky last year all started sacrificing the success of the team for the success of an individual. That is what came to bite TERESA Weatherspoon in the behind at the end of the day. They were a playoff team the whole first half of the season. 5th seed, 6th seed, 7th seed, 6th seed, 5th seed, 6th seed, 5th seed, 6th seed. Then the ultra tank job happens. Marina, go. Dana, done. Kennedy, vacation. We'll pull out our starters. We'll leave one person in. We'll get double-doubles. We'll call it a day. We'll have a nice storyline. We'll go to a bar after. We'll drink a mimosa. We'll go home, and we'll do it all over again the next day. That's how the Chicago... That's how the Chicago Sky were operating. Isabelle Harrison. I was pretty high on Isabelle Harrison throughout the season. I thought she played well enough, especially as a backup power forward. Isabelle Harrison got signed by the New York Liberty in free agency. The rich just keep getting richer. Fortunately, the Indiana Fever, they hit the lottery last year, and we've just been getting consistent interest payments hitting our bank account. Boom. Oh, that's right. We didn't take a lump sum. We took it in payments. Boom. Natasha Howard. Boom. DeWanna Bonner. Boom. So although the rich may get richer, Indiana Fever, we have tons of pieces to play with. But Isabelle Harrison is over there with the New York Liberty, and she sat down with the New York Post, and she spoke about some things that she went through in Chicago, and it really highlighted the lack of culture, the lack of consistency. We can point to Angel Reese, we can point to Kennedy Carter, we can point to the general manager, but at the end of the day, it seems like the finger is being pointed at one TERESA Weatherspoon. Isabelle Harrison found everything she desired in Liberty in hopes of finally fulfilling the WNBA promise. Isabelle Harrison has no trouble spoiling her father, Dennis, sitting courtside this season at Athletes Unlimited game in her hometown of Nashville. In case you guys didn't know, her father, Dennis Harrison, is actually a former... Oh, here it is. Then again, it's hard to miss the sturdy 6'8" former NFL lineman who dwarfs the average person. For me, I always wanted to beat them. Here we go. For me, I always wanted to beat them, said Harrison, and I always wanted to impress them. So when my dad did get the chance to come to a game, or my sibling did get a chance to come to a game, I just wanted to show off. Harrison, 30, is preparing for her 8th WNBA season, and first with the Liberty, whom she signed a one-year deal with last week. After a turbulent 2024 season with the Chicago Sky, Harrison is eager for the chance to put the past behind her and help bolster New York's front court rotation. I'm just at a point now where I want to play with a great team, Harrison said, and we're just ready to come in and play, and I think New York does an amazing job just making sure all we have to do is play our basketball. That's number one. Harrison knows what she's getting into by joining a team coached by Sandy Bordell. The two have known each other for a decade now. Brondello was the head coach for the Phoenix Mercury when they picked Harrison 12th overall in the 2015 draft. Harrison learned a lot during her rookie season, despite having to go up against the hardest team to guard at practices. Her teammates included Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, Dewana Bonner, and Candice Dupree, just to name a few. Yep, I think she'd have quite the practices. Harrison grew close to Brundello, and now they are making the rounds again over here in New York. And this is where we get to her taking slight shots at the Chicago Sky organization. When I signed there in 2023, everybody from the coaching staff, players, front office, it was just different. So going into year 2, I felt like it was shaky from the beginning, Harrison said. Obviously, you try to make it work for as much as you can while you're there, but there wasn't really any consistency. And for me, that just kind of made me feel uneasy, and it was just kind of hard to come in every day and know what to expect. And as a veteran who I played on so many teams and so many players, to see it kind of go down like that, it just always gives me a feel of year 1 vibe. She's saying year 2 was so bad, it reminded her of year 1. No consistency. Well, when your playing time rests on a double-double streak, consistency is not going to be number 1, number 2, or number 3 concern. Shaky from the beginning. What's this new administration doing? What is the Chicago Sky is a damn mess. Every time we talk about the Chicago Sky, they're always a damn mess. Year 1 vibe. Yikes. Harrison played a career-high 36 game, averaging 6.5 points, 3.9 rebounds, while mostly coming off the bench, down from her career averages of 8 points, 4.7 rebounds. Here we go. I just wish my time in Chicago was utilized more because I know I could have done even more when I was there. But it brought me to now, going into free agency, knowing what I want, Harrison said. And I'm so happy that I landed in New York, and that culture and professionalism is something that I knew I needed in my career at this point. Culture and professionalism. No consistency, no culture, no professionalism. You are a Chicago Sky. No culture, no consistency, no professionalism. You, ma'am, are a Chicago Sky. I'm actually surprised the New York Post didn't protect TERESA WEATHERSPOON in this article. It's clear as day. You got a new coach coming in. How is this new coach going to set the tone? How is this new coach going to set the culture? How is this new rookie class that we're bringing in going to help establish a culture? You don't think Caitlin Clark came into Indiana and established a culture like that? I guarantee you she did. I guarantee you by game 12, after all the practices, they're like, oh, this is what she's on? Culture setter. We move. Too bad Chrissy Sides was repelling against it so strongly, but Caitlin Clark came into Indiana Fever, set a culture off the rip right there. That's why Stephanie and Kelly and Amber are talking so much about protecting the culture that Caitlin Clark established. It's going to be very interesting how the Chicago Sky look this next upcoming season. No Marina Mabry from last year, no Dana Evans from last year, no Diamond DeShields, if I remember correctly, from last year, and no Kennedy Carter, no Isabelle Harrison from last year. They got Courtney Vandersloot, and they got Ariel Atkins, Angel Reese, and Camila Cardoso. That's not really moving the needle. Not really moving the needle at all. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all of the support. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Isabelle Harrison, I'm rooting for you because I do remember the Chicago Sky fans made you cry a little bit. They made you tear up, and I hated seeing that. So I'm gonna root for you from over here. We'll see you next time, and as always, take it easy.